Hello ladies and gentlemen, we are now underway with Champion Select for Game 2 of Copenhagen Wolves versus Super Hot Crew. Super Hot Crew last game coming out with, honestly, a surprising result in that they rolled Copenhagen Wolves almost from the very earliest stages. A little bit surprising to see that because Copenhagen Wolves are a team we've seen dominating the scene for a long time. But I'm kind of curious, Nature. Do you think it was just a one-off? Do you think it was just snowballing? Or do you think there's something deeper going on there?
Well, it might just be, of course, as you said earlier, that Copenhagen Wolves are right now playing with a substitute, which might just throw off their game a little bit. But I do think the Super Hot Crew is showing an extremely strong performance here.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Like, I keep saying it over and over again, guys, because if you haven't been watching the Copenhagen Wolves, if you haven't been watching the EUS Challenger Series regularly, you may not know. But for like maybe the past 6 or 7 or 8 even maybe Challenger Series, Copenhagen Wolves have always, I think, either been in the finals or won every single time. So they are a really good team, and although they recently had some roster changes, we've seen them play since then, and they didn't seem to have lost much of their steam from that. But maybe they did, and it just took a little while to show itself for us. They are a very solid team in general, regardless. But Super Hot Crew, a team composed of players that seen in a couple of other teams, Ku, for instance. No, he abandoned Reason Gaming specifically to join this team. Hadel, seen him in quite a few teams, actually. I can't even remember half of them. And Cyrella, who I have no idea where they found him, because I just can't remember. Regardless, though, has locked in the Shyvana. They have got the Shen, so it may be a more conventional top lane for this game.
Yeah, so the Shen, of course, extremely strong for split pushing and such. But them being Super Hot Crew, they might just be running a Shyvana top and a Shen jungle, which wouldn't surprise me at all, seeing that Hecarim top last game. As on the other side, we do have a Copenhagen Wolves locking in the Lee Sin as well as the Thresh. And they are hovering over the Cannon and the Varus, which have been locked in right now.
Alright, so Varus versus Corki, looking like that's going to be the bot lane, but and Copenhagen Wolves have wisely chosen to take away the Thresh this time, so it doesn't look like we're going to have to, we're not going to be seeing the Mixer playing Thresh that we saw last game, where he was just setting up tons and tons of kills and just being an incredible presence across the game. Does mean, however, yesterday we saw Pulse and Metas. They casted Mixer, Super Hot Crew, I believe, and Sona was what he was playing in the first game. Banned that out, moved to the Thresh pick. Then it seems now he's just moving on to the Nami, and honestly, with his ability to hit skill shots thus far, the Nami is a very scary choice because the bubble is an incredible punishment, assuming you can land it. And that does not seem to be a problem for him. Regardless, though, we have got the full lineups now. Copenhagen Wolves going with the Lee Sin. We've got Kennen, we've got Ryze, Varus, Thresh, Shen, Shyvana, Corki, Ahri, and Nami being taken out by Super Hot Crew. So, is there anything about this that really jumps out to you?
Well, I'm kind of surprised to see the Ryze, as, for instance, the Lee Sin is quite the early game pickup, and then the Ryze might just be able to compensate for that in the late game. That surprises me a little, but for the rest, I think this is both of these compositions are quite well matched, if you will.
Yeah, Copenhagen Wolves have taken a team that's got a lot of AoE crowd control, got a lot of ability to just give Varus and Ryze time to put down damage. It's a very solid fight, the team fight, that kind of scales down quite effectively. They work well in small skirmishes, in big fights, good poke. You know, they've just got a good all-around team, and kind of scales throughout the game pretty decently. What they're up against is a much more mobility picking focused team, running with the Shyvana, running with the Shen, Corki, Ahri, a lot of picking potential there, but significantly weaker team fighting potential. They do have the disengage from Nami though, so regardless, we'll see how these two teams work out against each other when we get into the proper game. 2 minutes and 22 left on the delay timer, so we'll be going into a break now, and we'll see you after this.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second game between Super Hot Crew and Copenhagen Wolves. This is the second game in a best of 3 series. Our first game went to Super Hot Crew in a surprisingly, well, they almost stomped Copenhagen Wolves, to over-exaggerate a little.
Yeah, it's almost not an exaggeration. They really took that game home. They got early advantages. They snowballed the mid game, and like we barely even saw what you would define as a late game, except maybe for Hadel, who ended up the game like 15-0 on Caitlyn. So he had a much more complete build than just about anyone else. Mixer landing really good hooks that game. This time he's on Nami. They are looking for the invade once again. And they have got some vision into the enemy jungle, so they will be able to back out freely and just get that little extra eye out. I am actually a little curious, though, as to whether Copenhagen Wolves want to go for a counter-invade, but it looks like they decided against it. Just a little bit too scared of their opponent's level 1 fight.
Yeah, so Super Hot Crew not deciding to invade either. They have put a ward near that red buff area, so they will be able to know when the amazing is starting to reach that blue buff or when he decides to gank. As the game has started, minions have reached their respective lanes, and Cyrilla might be in trouble here as Orales and Unlimited are camping the tri-bush, and they might be looking for an easy pick on Cyrilla here, but it is not looking like he's going to walk into that.
It is not, and in fact, he kind of caught out there because they were expecting the bottom lane Hadel and Mixer to be helping with the enemy red buff. It does actually look like Unlimited will get a little bit of free harass there onto Cyrilla. And I'm actually a little bit surprised that what we're not seeing this game is either side's top laner in this 2-on-1 going along with the jungler and picking up XP that way. It's something we've seen quite a lot across the place since Worlds, but it doesn't look like they've decided to adopt it. That will allow both of the dual laners here to build up a big wave, freeze the lane, deny XP to that 2v1 laner, sorry, that 1v2 laner, and hence, have a very good shot at harassing down that tower quite early. It does look like, they will be, since both teams are doing it, it's not a major advantage to one or the other.
So Young Buck getting bubbled up here as Hadel and Mixia might just be looking to push his turret a little faster than the Copenhagen Wolves bot lane, as Ku is near this bot lane. Now Amazing is heading towards that top lane as well, so they will just be able to defend this one as good as they can. Now Amazing has got a little bit, or Cyrilla rather, has got a little bit of a lead here, and it is looking like nothing extremely spectacular is about to happen here.
Alright, so I think probably worth focusing actually on what's going on in the top lane. Mixer could be getting caught here.
Yeah, Sonic Wave connecting on him, but Amazing does not want to follow up on that because that would put him way too deep for any chance to survive. And, well, anything, everyone returning to their pushing.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but there was a smooth transition of what I last said. What I really wanted to talk about, rather than Mixer getting nearly caught but not, was actually what's going on in this mid lane here. Coutard versus CosQ, you've got Ryze versus Ahri. Now, way back when, because it's now quite a long time since Ryze has been nerfed, what we used to see was Ryze being picked into Ahri because he was quite good at punishing her for doing anything other than using her ult, and she couldn't kill him with the ult alone. Now, problem is, with the range nerfs, that matchup kind of shifted around, and now Ahri actually has a pretty solid advantage over Ryze. Very good at harassing him down from a range if he is farming minions. However, I think what we need to be paying attention to actually is Ku finding Amazing.
Yeah, Amazing in a little bit of trouble here. He's got some good damage down on himself. Young Buck is under this turret trying to defend it desperately with Amazing on his side. Ku and the rest of the Super Hot crew trying to push this one. They have already managed to take it down to around 50 HP, and that might just spell trouble for the Copenhagen Wolves if they decide to follow up on it. Ooh, Ku getting spotted out by Coutard there, and he decides to pick off some wraiths.
Yeah, they know that Amazing is committed up top, so they know they don't need to worry about it. Have ignited him.
Ooh, Amazing taking quite some damage. Does manage to survive though. And Hadel as well as Mixia once again returning to pushing here. Ku looking for this kill on Amazing. He has hit Amazing with that flame breath, but Amazing once again making an escape, and he does manage to reach his base finally.
However, Ku is now rapidly out-leveling Amazing. He's gained a good half level, and Young Buck has to be very careful. He is not level 6. This could be dangerous, but the teleport is coming in.
Yeah, here comes the teleport. Coutard trying to get some good damage down on Hadel. Hadel actually using that Valkyrie to get out of there, and Coutard. I wouldn't say if whether that was a wasted teleport, but it certainly wasn't put to a great use.
He didn't get kills out of it, but he did stop Young Buck from dying, which would have been quite dangerous. They would have had 3 men in the area, and Super Hot Crew would have been able to take his tower very quickly indeed off of that. So, not an ideal result for them, but Copenhagen Wolves kind of stemming the tide there a little bit, because they are being pushed back on their heels in quite a lot of places. Bottom lane is now the focus. Kozq is in, and he does have his ult.
Yeah, Cirilla taking a lot of damage. He does manage to survive. Now Kozq trying to follow up on Rallis. Rallis doing a lot of damage for himself on Kozq. But here comes Amazing. Dark Passage has been used. Kozq is so deep. Does manage to pick up first blood. But now Rallis isn't quite done with him. He gets slowed by the cripple. And Amazing will be slowing him for Rallis to pick that one up. Ku now trying to defend this turret. Cirilla very, very low on health. And that does open up that middle lane for Coutard to put some good damage down on that middle outer turret.
Yeah, and I think right now they need to be careful because Ku hit 6.
Oh, Ku going in right there. He might just be in trouble here, though, because Amazing is looking to finish off Cirilla, rather. And Amazing with a great flash Sonic Wave combination right there to finish off Cirilla. And Cirilla goes down within a couple of milliseconds.
Yeah, it was a tricksy little hit, but Ku is actually not... well, he should be able to get away from this, but Amazing is not done.
Yeah, Amazing certainly doesn't want to dive that turret. Tries to throw out another Sonic Wave right there. Doesn't connect either. And then he just returns to the jungle of his. And as you said, he is doing some good work here.
Yeah. Amazing right now actually has set them up for a dragon play. So this advantage of having your 2v1 lane in the top lane does mean you do tend to forfeit a bit of dragon control. Shen not going to be able to really do anything in a mid-game team fight anyway. They will gladly let that go, and I think on this wave they will take that top tower. So Copenhagen Wolves now want to hold on, want to make sure they can take away that bot tower before it becomes a serious factor, but it looks like that's not going to happen. Mixer actually catches Young Buck, and they may look to follow it up, but no.
No, Young Buck taking some damage, but he is not in danger of dying quite yet. As we do have Amazing heading towards that top lane. I don't know whether that is actually to defend a turret or just to pick up some jungle camps. It is looking like he's...
I am having a slight technical issue. Hold on.
Oh.
Sorry, right. Yeah, sorry. We've got Amazing there, taking away those wraiths from himself, which is an interesting way to say taking away, but Hadel will get that red buff. They've taken the top tower now, and they will be able to pressure this mid tower as well. Coutard is in danger if he gets charmed. It looks like he will be able to at least clear half of that minion wave away. Amazing is not on enough health to really threaten them though, so they're going to continue in.
Yeah, Kozq going in there. Stand United has been used. Kozq going in very, very deep once again. Coutard in all kinds of trouble. Ignite has landed. Hadel picks that one up. And now they might just be looking for a second kill on Amazing here. Bubble doesn't quite connect. And Amazing is safe for now. But I don't know for how long that would be, as Unlimited has spotted out the Super Hot Crew. As Unlimited is getting caught here. Dragon's Rage has been used as here they go, diving on that turret. Hook landing on towards Ku, but Rallis has gone down in the meantime. Chain of Corruption has landed. Unlimited has been ignited. Cirilla goes down to Unlimited, and now Hadel picking up Unlimited as a result of that. But here comes Amazing. I don't think he'll actually be able to make something happen here, but he might just be able to do so if he picks up Kozq. Oh, Charm actually landing on Amazing. Amazing getting that rocket on him, and Hadel might just be able to pick this one up. Yes, he does. Hadel is on a killing spree.
Great coordination there. Kozq did not have enough mana to finish off Lee Sin. Copenhagen Wolves knew that. Sorry, not Copenhagen Wolves. I keep saying the name, you know, whatever. Coutard is actually going for Hadel here.
Yeah, actually flashing for it, using that Rune Prison Barrier has been used by Hadel, and Hadel actually going, using that Valkyrie to get out of there. Coutard not quite picking up the kill, and he has used his flash.
Anyway, it was great coordination by Super Hot Crew, which is a heck of a mouthful to say, incidentally. But because they were aware they would not be able to finish off Lee Sin with that, and that he would then take the bait, essentially, and go for the kill. Corki jumped over the wall, finished off the kill. Very nicely played, and does look like we're sort of resetting into laning as per usual. But it's worth noting that this game is much more in the favor of Copenhagen Wolves than the previous.
And hold that thought for a second. The Young Buck has used his slicing maelstrom in that top lane, but he did not quite get anything out of that. As Amazing is going to run into Ku and does manage to connect the Sonic Wave, finishes him off with that Dragon's Rage. As now Cosq is about to spawn him out here. I don't know whether he'll actually be looking to follow this one up, and he might be in trouble here because Kautar has shown as well. Australia has shown as well. He is at half HP and he goes down within a couple of seconds to Cirilla, and Cirilla has no problem. Well, rather, Cirilla goes down, and Cosq right now is forced to back away.
Alright, so now we've got to be quite careful that the Super Hot crew this game does not seem to have quite the same grip over the map that they did in the previous one. We were surprised at how easily they seemed to be able to deal with Copenhagen Wolves last game, but this game, much less difficulty in the laning phase for Copenhagen Wolves, and thus far they seem to be getting the better of these small skirmishes. You saw there, for instance, Cirilla walked in essentially to his death, simply because he didn't take account of everything that could have been going on in that bush. He did not take account of which enemies were kind of missing there. So they can't afford to make many mistakes like that. Copenhagen Wolves won't do that. We've seen a lot of them, as I've said before, and they tend to be very, very good about making sure they're in the right place at the right time. Super Hot Crew, on the other hand, they just need to be very, very careful about that kind of thing, because they are the ones running the picking comp here. They cannot afford to themselves be picked off and caught out.
Yes, so right now Cosq is forced to be in this 1 versus 2 situation, as Young Buck is actually heading down towards his bottom lane, and he might just be running into Ku here. Ku has recalled though, and he might, yeah, he is going to try and dive Hadel and Mixture here. So Rallis and Unlimited readying up for this dive. Young Buck is waiting for something. I'm not too sure what that would be. It might just be a hook here of Unlimited. Oh, they are waiting for Amazing. Here comes Young Buck using that slicing maelstrom. Stan United has been used, and the Dragon's Descent has been used as well. The hook connecting on Ku, or walking through that box. As right now the Copenhagen Wolves team is trying to retreat here, but they aren't quite done with this turn yet, and they will be looking to push it out. It is a 5 versus 5 situation here on this bot lane, and Miksha taking a lot of damage because of that piercing arrow, and this might just be very, very interesting. Ku isn't quite there. Oh, here goes Amazing onto Miksha. He finishes him off. Amazing gets taunted up, and he does go down to Cirilla, and right now Coutard being chased down, and the rest of the Copenhagen Wolves team does manage to retreat there, and they might just go for another push here.
They're gonna have to react to Ku quickly though. He's warding out that blue buff, but I'm a little bit surprised to see him going for that rather than the enemy's mid tower. Copenhagen Wolves know that Ku has gone missing, and they know he could turn up, and he pushes lanes very, very quickly, pushes down towers fairly quickly. So now we are actually potentially going to be seeing Ku waiting for Coutard. He knows he went missing, and he knows he doesn't want to be there if he is there. So a little bit interesting. It was a very protracted siege situation, and neither side really came out massively ahead. It's kind of put the whole game on hold a little bit. But expect to see both of the teams converging back on this point fairly quickly. They're going to want that dragon, and both of the teams know that the other kind of has to recall it given the situation.
Yeah, so in the meantime, we do have a Super Hot crew picking up that outer middle turn, which does open up that jungle a little bit, if it hadn't opened up already for the Super Hot crew, which enables them, of course, to put some more wards in there and take some more camps if they choose to do so. And right now, we do have Amazing heading towards his bottom lane. I think he'll be spotted out by that ward, but he doesn't decide to gank at all. And once again, we have got both teams converging near that dragon pit.
Alright, so We have got Young Buck stuck in this top lane right now. Not really achieving an awful lot with that situation. I mean, he's just pushing out the wave, but he is potentially risking this dragon being taken away. We're getting to the stage of the game now where players can just kill dragon very, very quickly. And it actually looks like Copenhagen Wolves, they can try and fight for this. They've got amazing, they've got good execute on that dragon, but they've got an under-leveled smite comparative. And it looks like they're just going to have to let this go unless they get caught.
Tarm landing on amazing. He goes down with no problems at all for Coscu. Coscu picking up that one up, and now they have picked up that dragon as well. Now Coutard in trouble. He gets charmed up. Now Ku coming in with that dragon's descent. Coutard does flash for it, and he survives with his life, but now Young Buck might be in trouble as well, as he is forced to retreat into his own jungle. But he might just get charmed up once again, but he doesn't, and he backs away safely. But that was a very, very favorable situation for the Super Hot crew.
Questionable decision making from Young Buck though, going into that top lane, essentially engineered a situation where Copenhagen Wolves got the worst of both worlds. They simultaneously lost Dragon, but they also managed to lose a player who got caught trying to kind of poke around that dragon. They should have either said, right, we're not going to be able to contest this, backed out and not allowed it to happen, or they could have just said, right, we're going to go in, we're going to go hard commit to poking 4-on-5, or a full-on engage 4-on-5, which wasn't really probably a viable option. Alternately, Young Buck could have just then moved back down a little bit earlier. He did stymie the wave, but at what cost, one has to ask, and I feel possibly a cost that was a little too much. Probably he really wanted level 11.
Yes, indeed, as right now we have once again these both teams facing this Mexican standoff in this middle lane. Coscu getting hit, getting poked down, and both teams trying to poke each other down with those shurikens, with those orbs of deception and such, as they're waiting for the minions once again. And we do have Coutard as well as Sarila split pushing, and I would say that Sarila has got the upper hand in this one because of course he has got that Stand United to rejoin his team at any given moment.
Yeah, that's going to mean that they can now apply a lot of map pressure right now. Coutard, however, is the counterpoint to that. He also is actually not very good at killing towers, very much like Shen, but he is very, very fast at clearing out waves. He will benefit a lot from that solo farm. He is currently actually pushing down that tower, and he will take it just pretty much for free. So right now, Super Hot crew are actually forced into being the aggressors here, and they have to be careful because Shen, yes, he can react, yes, he can save someone that gets caught out, but with that teleport up, Ryze is going to continue doing what he's doing right now. Copenhagen Wolves rotating to this top lane. Ku actually predicting where they're going to go and is trying to cut off Young Buck. I wonder, he can't fight that surely.
No, he can't indeed, as right now, ooh, the hook not quite landing here. Coscu taking a lot of damage, getting flayed back, forced to use the ultimate. Chain of Corruption not quite landing, slicing Maelstrom, finishing off Coscu. There comes a teleport of Coutard, and here goes Q. Rallis picking that one up. Now amazing in pursuit of Sarila. Sarila might be in trouble here if he gets hit with the ultimate Dragon's Rage. Finishing off Sarila, no, not quite finishing him off, as Amazing has that Ignite ticking on him. He doesn't die quite yet. He has got 21 health remaining. Now Sarila in all kinds of trouble, goes down to Young Buck by the means of that Thundering Shuriken. Now Mixia in trouble as Coutard is trying to chase him down, forcing the flash out of him, gets bubbled up, and Mixia and Hadel survive, making it a 3-4-0 encounter.
And that is quite alarming because now Rallis is starting to get rich. And even, I think, Coutard is starting to acquire a decent amount of currency right now. He is significantly above the kind of average wage line right now. All American Ryze. But he's the fact that he's able to split push and then just teleport in like that, although he will now not have that teleport for the next engagement, is going to be a real thorn in the side for Super Hot crew. And they've got to be really careful because their team fights are not as strong as Copenhagen Wolves. Copenhagen Wolves will win team fights on equal ground. That is pretty much a categorical fact. They have stronger scaling in their damage, and they have a lot more potential crowd control. Assuming they get an equal engage, they will come out on top. Currently, Super Hot crew are not taking enough vision control to really control the map and take advantage of their picking. And if they get forced on their back heels, again, forced to be aggressive like they were then, due to the split push from Coutard, it's going to get really, really ugly for them really, really fast.
Yeah, so right now they are pushing, they're actually destroying this bottom outer turret, and the dragon will be respawning in around 1 minute, which might be the next objective for this team, as they are both heading towards this bottom inner turret right now. Both teams, that is, as Cosq is right here standing to land that charm. Doesn't quite connect it though onto towards Coutard. Now crew and the rest of the super hot crew forced to back away, and they do decide to go for that to defend the from the Copenhagen Wolves team.
However, Young Buck is here. If they get caught in this 5-on-5, this could get really messy.
Yeah, here goes Cosq onto Amazing. Might just be able to finish someone off here. Coutard goes down first. Now Young Buck going in here onto Ku. He does use that Zonya's Hourglass. Cirilla trying to make something happen here. Young Buck getting forced away. Heidel now trying to get something out of there. Heidel is on a rampage by finishing off the Varus, and Young Buck and the rest of the Copenhagen Wolves do manage to escape. That was a 2-for-1, but this time it was in the favor of the Super Hot crew.
Super Hot crew getting a really nice engage. Copenhagen Wolves were not at all ready for that, and they got bunched up. So I think Orb of Deception, REQ, hit 4 people, I think, with both ticks of the damage. They got locked up. They took a ton of AoE damage from Shyvana. They got hit by the Tidal Wave. They got hit by the Corki AoE. They just got absolutely rocked in that fight. And that was why they were able to actually go for that fight. Super Hot crew were actually behind on health at the start of that fight. And it took Shen a little bit of time to get into the fight. Because they got such a good initiation, because they worked that really, really well together, because they caught Copenhagen Wolves off guard, which is something that actually does influence how players make their plays if they're not ready for stuff. They were really able to just get a very good victory for them, get another free tower, and maybe start getting themselves back on the ball, because they kind of need to be rolling with momentum this game.
As right now Cosq and Heidel are pushing out this middle turret, this middle lane rather, as Young Buck is split pushing as well. But it seems like Ku has been sent towards toward that top lane to deal with him. And right now both teams just grouping up near that Baron pit. I don't think they'll actually be looking to take down a Baron here, but both teams are grouping just to take down minions, push out the lanes, and Unlimited has actually got himself an Oracle and some pink wards, and they might actually be looking to contest this Baron at this point.
I don't think either side can start the Baron at this point in time. What I'm interested in is whether Copenhagen Wolves are aware that at the moment they have a unique window where Ryze has teleport up. Shen actually does not have his ability to do that available. There's a big wave in bottom though, so I imagine Copenhagen Wolves are not going to bother going down there to push that even harder. Instead, they'll just save that teleport for later on and rely on that big wave to force Super Hot crew out of position, to force them to respond to Copenhagen Wolves' move, and then they can look for a pick. Maybe on someone like Mixa, if you were to get hit by that hook from Unlimited.
So Mixa not quite getting death sentenced right there. Does clear out some wards near that Baron pit. And once again, both teams returning to this stalemate. Heidel has been hit by the Sonic Wave. I don't think Amazing will actually be going in here, as Cirilla has returned to his split pushing. And here goes Copenhagen Wolves, just steam rolling down that middle turret. Amazing has been hit with a DFG, and the Charm Cosq not quite following up on that one. Amazing has lost around 50% of his health, and he will just be looking to regenerate that, or lifesteal rather, as right now it is a Super Hot crew's turn to barge down this middle lane.
Alright, so Shen is in the bottom lane now. He has got that ultimate available. Coutard can probably actually 1v1 him still quite viably due to the fact that Ryze scales so hard with gold and items. Oh, Young Buck. And indeed, it looks like that's what they're going to do. But there is a longer induction time. There is the advantage of the Shen shield if it comes down to an engage. So it feels at the moment like whoever gets the first pick in this 4-on-4 skirmish you see in the mid lane is going to be the one to come out on top. Super Hot Crew do have the advantage though with that big wave up the top lane, splitting up Copenhagen Wolves. If they choose to 4-man top or 4-man mid, they will work out pretty well because they know Copenhagen Wolves can't juggle correctly to react to that.
Oh, here goes Koskill to Youngbok. Youngbok is forced to use his Zonia's Hourglass immediately. He uses his Slicing Maelstrom, but he goes down in the process. Now, shot down coming in on Youngbok. Amazing is trying to finish Ku here off here, but it is not looking like he'll be able to do so, as we actually do have Unlimited going down. Now, Taunt landed on Rallis. Rallis going down as well. Double kill here for Haydown. They will surely be picking up an inhibitor off of that. Kautar is out of position and he will go down as well. Triple kill finishes him off, and that is the Super Hot Crew, and Serena might die here as well. Amazing though, taking a lot of damage, and he might just be in trouble. Trying to finish off Mixer, going in and out, getting bubbled up. Will he be able to do it? He gets taunted, and it is an ace for the Super Hot Crew.
One at a time, ladies. Youngbuck did not have the money for home card. He's running in now, and the Super Hot Crew have to get out, and they really want that tower. They will get that. They now have to make themselves scarce, and Youngbuck's game right now is to stop them from recalling. If he could do that, if he could manage to stop all 4 of them from recalling, and simultaneously manage to prevent that not get killed himself, that will give them an opening to go for this Baron, and I think they may choose to do so. Youngbuck is continuing to chase. Mr. Rallis is in the area, but it looks like they're not going to go for it. They're a little bit too scared. They did not see several of the players with their recalls. Koskill been caught.
Koskill actually getting hooked in there. Youngbuck getting pulled in with the Dark Passage. Koskill actually getting forced there to use his Spirit Rush, meaning that the Spirit Rush is down, of course. That might just give Copenhagen Wolves the starting signal for that Baron. And oh, here we go. Hadel has purchased his home guard boots, and this Baron is going down very, very quickly.
Alright then, so...
Charm landing on Kautard here, and here he goes. Kautard goes down to Ku. Now they might just be looking to pick up this Baron. The Copenhagen Wolves team have picked up this Baron, but they do not manage to connect that Varus ultimate, as Ku is now trying to chase down Rallis here. It is a 4 versus a 3-4-1, I believe, right now. Youngbuck is in trouble, but he decides to push on here. Rallis and Youngbuck are the only 2 members remaining on this Copenhagen Wolves team, and that might just spell trouble for them.
Yeah, now it's a bit of a situation that inhib is open. It will drop down fairly quickly, and I don't believe Youngbuck and Rallis can defend that viably. Could also cost another inner tower, potentially, but it does mean that there is a Baron buff on 2 important members of Copenhagen Wolves, assuming none of them get caught. Kautard is in, though. He's going for this.
Inhibitor has gone down. Youngbuck is trying to chase them down. Koskill taking a lot of damage. Cerelia has fallen. Sonic Wave has connected on Koskill. Koskill now trying to escape with his ultimate. Ku is trying to defend him as good as he can, but this might be very, very bad for Super Hot Crew. Shot down coming in on Ku. Amazing now trying to chase down Koskill once again. Here comes the mixture bubble. Doesn't quite connect. Koskill getting chased down here, and the piercing arrow as well as Amazing will be finishing him off.
Nicely done there by Copenhagen Wolves, getting that slight overcommitment by Super Hot Crew and just ringing them around for it. And we'll be able to take this tower, I would imagine, fairly easily. Amazing tanking that up, and they will be able to just continue this push down. A lot of wave clear from Hadel, but I don't think they're going to be able to stop the tower going down completely. By the time the inhib is back up, though, Ku will be back up, and that means there's a significant threat of an actual 4-on-5 teamfight. Copenhagen Wolves are taking a lot of poke.
And Chain of Corruption are not quite landing once again. Kautard getting chased down here by Srila. I don't think Srila will actually be able to land a taunt here as they get slowed. Srila now getting very, very close. Rallis chasing, charging up that piercing arrow, shooting it down. And in the meantime, we do have a huge wave of minions heading towards that Copenhagen Wolves base. And everyone just disperses and they return to their jungles, actually.
Yeah, so I want to actually just point out a little bit of a build choice here that we've seen in both of the games thus far today. AD carries building Merc treads. Not too surprising to see. Young Buck, a little bit of a miscommunication there around the Dragon Pit. Ku jumps out while Shen ults in. But Hadel gets caught.
Oh, here goes Hadel taking a lot of damage. He might just be going down. Yes, he does. Shot down there for Kautar. That is going to be huge, and they will surely be picking up this dragon. And that is going to be a lot of trouble there for the Super Hot Crew team.
Yeah, a little bit messy there in general. Just not being in the right place at the right time, and that is a big shutdown. Hadel had a lot of their team's gold right now. 8-0 he was, 8-1 now. Triforce Last Whisper in the BF sword is a big damage threat. But he's not so far above Varus that they can just ignore Varus and just focus on protecting Corki. And now they're kind of getting forced around. Ku could be in trouble as well.
Ku getting hooked in there, that might be the death sentence for him. Yes, it is. Now Unlimited picks up Ku, and they will be taking down this inhibitor as a result of that. They do back away in the end, and the inhibitor has gone down. But once again, there is a huge wave of minions pushing on their Nexus turrets. So we might have Super Hot Crew in trouble here, as Copenhagen Wolves have found Cirilla. Cirilla does manage to dash out of there with that shadow dash. Now Amazing might be in trouble, actually flashing for it. Insect maneuver right there. Now Young Buck in trouble as he gets called by Kosku, but he gets a lot of return damage. Cirilla has gone down. Kosku trying to get some damage once again down on Young Buck, but it is not quite enough as Young Buck takes a lot of damage, but so does Kosku, and Hadel is forced towards the Copenhagen Wolves base as Kosku picks up Unlimited. Now Kosku trying to chase down Young Buck here, and everyone just dispersing once again as Hadel is looking for a turret, I think.
Yeah, that is presumably what he's after here. It's worth his life if he takes this tower from his perspective, so he's going to just gladly push away at that. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, it looks like Young Buck had to flash out there. And I want to just note as well... Oh, actually, Amazing could be catching Hadel here. Oh, he dodged it. No worries. So, yeah, one little note I would just like to make to the ladies and gentlemen who are watching. There may be some stream lag. We are sorry if that is the case, but we will fix it after the game. Because Q blows his ultimate. Doesn't really achieve very much there, though.
Yeah, he did manage to land the charm on Amazing, but Amazing is a little bit too tanky for Kosku to deal with at this point. And they... Yeah, I'm not sure what would be the next step for the Super Hot Crew or Copenhagen Wolves at this point in the game.
Yeah, we are very sorry about the lag, ladies and gentlemen. It's just not something... It's not something we can fix quite at the moment. It might be a Twitch issue, might be our streamer. Not actually 100% certain myself. Regardless, though... Okay, we will be restarting the stream after this match, so that would be probably... a problem on our end, and probably XSplit if I know anything about streaming, which I don't. So, Copenhagen Wolves at the moment do seem to be getting control of this game. They seem to be winning the team fights generally, and when they get a pick, they tend to be able to take an advantage of it. Amazing kicks at Kosku.
Getting knocked back by the Dragon's range, but he doesn't get knocked back quite far enough. That's really taking a lot of damage. He goes down first. Rales picking that one up. Now Ku is in all kinds of trouble. He goes down for the double kill for Rales, as they are right now chasing down the rest of the Super Hot Crew. Young Buck getting forced to use his Sonia's Hourglass. Triple kill for Mr. Rales, and they are looking to chase down Hadel. Hadel is in quite a safe situation right here, but it seems like the Copenhagen Wolves inhibitor is about to fall, but they don't really care about that, and they are looking for these Nexus turrets.
Yeah, they can probably take this right now. If they get any kind of CC on Hadel, it's definitely all over, and they're going for the hooks, they're going for the roots. They got the hook!
The death sentence barrier has been used. Hadel is forced back. They have picked up one Nexus turret. Right now, Hadel desperately trying to defend this one. He might just be able to do so, but it is not looking very bright for him as they are banging on towards that Nexus. Hadel taking a lot of damage. Amazing picking that one up, and the second game is going to the Copenhagen Wolves.
Alright, so that puts us at 1-1 in the overall series. I did say before, we were a little bit surprised to see Copenhagen Wolves going down so easily in the first game, and it almost looked like Super Hot Crew were going to take this game as well. They didn't manage to get quite such an early advantage, but they looked strong throughout. There was never a time where you really thought this is definitely over until they were already beating down on the Nexus. Regardless though, guys, we will be going into a quick break while we get the third game set up, so do try and hold on to your sphincters, and we will be right back. We will be restarting the stream as well. That is another thing.